Hi, it's been a long time. I'm Yvette and this is my channel where I like to make things, mainly fibre arts, so sewing and knitting in particular, but dabbling in other things as well. I haven't posted in a long time. And I'm gonna be real with you, I lost my SEWJO. And I kind of felt like this channel was a lot of like sewing, and if I'm not going to post sewing, I have tried to record and push through this like lack of sewing bug that I have, but it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked at all. And I got it back. I got my sewing mojo back, and I'm going to talk about why I lost it and what pattern helped me get it back, because I think that's, yeah, a good thing. I am recording this at the end because I think my first intro was really awkward. Ooh. Whose hair is that? Oh, it's my grey hair. And I was drinking a coffee out of my Canberra bus shelter mug that says Big Fat Poo on graffiti. So it's a very Canberran cool thing. I love it. I love it so much. And I have been knitting throughout, on and off, throughout this recording. And I'm making the cloud sweater with cloud yarn by Langs. It feels really nice. The yarn feels really, really nice and soft. Sensory-wise, to knit it up, it is an absolute nightmare. It feels squeaky and just, ugh, and not for me. Not for me. Also, I'm wearing a jumper that is self-drafted. I machine knit it because I got a knitting machine, which I'll go into. It's not perfect. The seams are not perfect. I try to even it out as much as possible because I'm still learning. But it's nice enough. Oh, that's a grey hair. Oh, I'm old. Okay. So yeah, if you like fibre arts, crafty stuff, like and subscribe. I feel really bad saying that. I feel like I'm begging. You don't have to. You have free will. You can unlike this and not subscribe. Unsubscribe. No, that sounds like reverse psychology. Just do whatever you want. I don't really care. I'm just recording this into the void. Okay, let's get on with the video. So yeah, I've lost my SEWJO, and there is many different factors that I'm going to go over. First, I moved interstate back to my old house. I love this house, and it's been so nice to be back in this house and actually knowing that I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, and that I can actually like put down roots in the house, I suppose, like drilling into walls and everything else. And I know that sounds a bit weird, like why couldn't you drill into a wall to make something child safe in a rental? If you're not from Australia, Australian rental laws are terrible. It's always it's very, very hard to kind of make your house your home if you're in a rental, in my opinion. But yeah, so back in my house, putting lots of storage up, doing a lot of DIY, and making this house really into a home for my family. Awesome. But here is my fridge. Sorry, there's bags. Yeah, I painted bingo on it, and I used some vinyl, and then I put like, yeah, on his ears and stuff. Ooh. Yeah, like it's pretty good. I don't know. I think it's good. But yeah, I painted that. I've kept it there. Every parent and child that walked into our place was like, oh my God. And I was like, that's exactly the reaction I want, which has been awesome. So a lot of that means like a lot of setting up the spaces differently, trying to like know where things go, and it's been a bit like time consuming. Heteronormative relationships is generally the guy assembles furniture. Well, I'm the stay-at-home mum, and I am also a busybody, and I need to set up all the furniture. So I do it all. So it takes time. And I'm also looking after my kids because I'm a stay-at-home mum. So it's just been like very, very time consuming. So that's been one factor of losing the sewing sewing bug. Another factor is having a new sewing space and not knowing where I was going to put it, not knowing what I really needed in it to make it functional. So only until a couple of weeks ago, I feel like I have my space down packed to a T. I had set it up, but it just caused clutter and chaos, and that was not fun. And I think I needed a good space. Mind you, my old sewing space was like full of just like clutter and everything else. But at least I could use the space. I think it was big enough to, whereas the room I have it in has a spare bed for guests. It has, it's like a third of the size. So I've had to like build stuff so it's like a vertical space rather than spreading it all out. So that has been like a really interesting factor. Yeah. And another big thing is getting into other fibre arts. So I have got the knitting bug at the moment. I love knitting. I love it because I find it really easy to pick up and put down generally, like unless it's an intricate pattern. But I have been just able to knit around my kids. I go for a walk with them. I'm knitting. I am, doing a bonfire. Is that what it's called? Yeah, we just like to roast marshmallows in a fire in like nature. I get to knit and playing and engaging with my kids. I'm able to knit. It's just a lot easier to do than, say, sewing. I found sewing, it takes up a lot of time, like each step, a lot of setup time. So I may have set up to a certain point and then my kids need something, so I have to go and tend to them, which is what a good parent does. So I have not been able to really get into that sort of flow. Also, having like a lot less like kid free time. My kids don't go to childcare. My kids don't go to childcare. So, and I don't have like family support. I have my beautiful mother-in-law visiting so often when we were living in Sydney and in Wollongong, like 2-3 times a week. And now we're about like a 3.5-4 hour drive. And also she's currently on the other side of the country, going like being a grey nomad and having a good time, which has been fine. And I'm so happy for her, but I really miss her. I miss her like as a friend as well. Like I actually have a really good relationship with my mother-in-law, and she would like crochet and I'd be knitting and we'd be just like chatting and cackling and giggling, and my husband would just be like, oh my God, you too? He's like, I kind of, it's very funny. Anyway, so yeah, less free time. But I do have a nanny now. She's amazing. I love her. I feel very privileged to have a nanny, and I utilise her to do my crafty hobbies or something really important, or just to go out kid-free, which is nice. And my husband and I on weekends, because my husband has been working also. That's another big thing. My husband has been working 2 jobs and starting a business. So he's been working like 6 days a week because he's a doctor. It's like very long shifts, and it's only like 2 weeks ago as well he has cut back, and now he is working like 5 days a week, still long hours and still starting the business, but it's a lot better. So the kid-free time kind of stuff, like, well, not kid-free time, but just like, you know, on weekends or his day off, it'd be like balancing, spending time together, having alone time to do our own things because he's on the brink of burnout, and all of this different stuff, which is like very tricky. So I would be like, oh, I guess I get free time when I have the nanny. But mind you, it's not enough. I'm like, and like he needs a bit of his own time, kid time, all that kind of stuff. So it's like very like bam, bam, bam. It's really tricky. Now having the 2 days off, it's like, oh, it's good, because he'll be like, oh, I just want to go for a bike ride. And I'm like, yeah, go for that bike ride. And then I'm like, I want to go for a walk in a knit and I want to look at op shops. And he's like, yeah, you do that. So we like schedule each other's alone times, and then we have family time because it's fun to hang out all together as well. So that has been another big factor because, like I said, I feel like sewing is just, there's so many different little steps involved, and it's like, okay, you may have like printed out and assembled the pattern and cut it out and then cut out the fabric, but oh no, the next few days has been a little bit like tricky and now you forgot where you are, or have you cut out all the pieces or whatever else. And I'd put post-its to remind myself. Mind you, I don't ever trust my past self sometimes when it comes to sewing, because I'm like, usually when I have to just be interrupted, it's like I have to go and be interrupted and then I have to kind of remember to come back to it. Well, I guess two other points. I sort of off social media a bit, like not that I'm off it completely, but I think I was very on it and very into it. And I think I'm burnt out from social media in general because it's just chaotic. But last year on TikTok, I was doing like an outfit challenge thing where I was doing 100 days of mum outfits, and I made that series, and it was really nice because some other mums decided to do that too. And I like one of them's like almost finished 100 days. Anyway, it's really cool. But I was doing it because I really wanted to find my sense of personal style and sense of self again after having kids, because I had undiagnosed postpartum depression, and I was struggling with matrescence since becoming a mum. So I thought having control of what I was wearing would help. And so I was doing that and I was recording that, and I, by the end, was just so over it. Like, I did it. I think I found my personal style with it. It was nice to go through my clothes and nice to go through all my me-made wardrobe too and add pieces very intentionally and everything else. However, recording it and posting it for people to see, I found really stressful. I found it stressful. I just wanted to just like wear pretty outfits, but yeah. So when it came to this year, like I think I've posted a couple of TikToks, not really. I've just sort of been on it very occasionally. And like, I'm just not into it. I don't know. And then at the same time, I'm like, one thing that I felt was really unsettling for me was that doing that challenge and wearing like outfits and stuff, I'd have people be like, oh, what are you wearing and stuff, and I'm like, oh, well, I made this and I'm wearing this that I've bought and whatever else, and I'm like, am I influencing people to consume? I don't want that. I want people to like make their own things or reuse or repurpose stuff that they do have. Mind you, like I am definitely a consumerist, like I buy stuff, but I just think, like, I think the best thing about that challenge was being like a lot more mindful about what I do bring in. And yeah, so it was just like a huge burnout thing, and yeah, I just was like very, very much over it. So then like making outfits, I was like, oh, I don't know, am I like consuming? I guess I'm just using like stash fabric, but like it just felt a bit uneasy. I felt a bit uneasy with that. And when it came to sewing, like, and recording on YouTube, like I had tried many a time. Like I even started recording, trying to like cut out and make something. I don't even remember what it was, like a few months ago. And I was like, here's me trying to find my SEWJO back. And then like, I'm just like, felt like I'm lying and disingenuous, and I don't want to ever be like that. I just kind of want to be how I am, myself. So I just, never recorded it. Like I finished it, I edited it. It's not going to be coming up because it's like, blah. But it was like a really big thing for me, like to be, I don't know, very mindful about what I post. I don't know. I'm not a person that's going to be like trying to, I don't know. I don't want to be like an influencer or anything like that. I'm just in my own world. And I just want to share it so if any like-minded people will like be like not alone in it, I suppose. And that's really about it. And then like, I guess like I want people to get more into like fibre arts and stuff like that, and you know, learn a bit more about it, slow down, have better mental health, and all of these different steps. And yeah, like I just I don't want to sew for the sake of sewing. I want to sew when I feel like it, and I want to do things as hedonistically as possible, because I can't live a very hedonistic life at all because I have kids and stuff like that and responsibilities. But when it comes to like say posting or anything, so when it comes to like sewing, I'm not in the mood, I'm not in the mood. I wasn't in the mood until being in the mood. And I'm going to talk about the pattern that has lifted me out of the mood. And that is the Philo top by Jules Smit. Smit. Sorry, I'm going to butcher your name. I believe she's an Australian designer, and I did test her first pattern, which was a wrap top. I forgot the name of it. I will place it here, and I have it was beautiful. It was a really fun pattern to test. I found her a really good designer to test for. She was really receptive to like different critiques and to improve it, and took it all on board. And I really like that, because I know the thing I do know about social media at the moment is there is a lot of designers sewing, knitting, crochet that are using more pattern testing as not a community thing, but more to do with building their social media and making money, which is fair enough. You make your money, but be open about it. Just say, hey, I just want people to like advertise, make it and advertise, and they can get my free pattern. If they did that, people would be like, yeah, I'll do that. But anyway, she wasn't like that. She was good. So I was like, and ahhing. I had been burnt with a couple of patterns recently. I think due to like weight and size fluctuation in my part, yeah, and just like say the size measurements and the garment measurements being like completely off. And these are like well-known patterns. I'm not going to name and shame, but it was like, I was really disappointed, because I'm like, it's a waste of fabric, a waste of my time, a waste of resources. I'm following the pattern as per written, that yes, I could make a toile, but if it's written in the pattern what the size and measurements are, and I've measured myself correctly and following that, and generally like you would kind of get a ball. Anyway, I'm like, has this been pattern tested? Anyway, I'm obsessed with pattern testing at the moment. Anyway, but I knew that this designer, that like sewing up her test knit last time was really, really fun, like really, really easy. And it was a really nice like process, because I love sewing process-wise as well as product. And this is a very oversized, very simple pattern. There is a very generous ease. I'll put like some B-roll footage. I am a little bit injured, so I'm wearing my chav pants and a moon boot, which is very stylish, and I've got my yarn now stuck on it. Oh no, that's quite bad. Anyway, so I made this Philo top, and I think Philo like philodendron, and in this beautiful like cool tone butter yellow linen that I got from the Sewing Collective when they were selling out. It was easy, it was simple, it was fun. I knew what the outcome was going to be because I had tested from her before. I knew it was going to be a very generous, very simple top and simple make, but easy to style. Now, I know you might be looking at it going, that okay, but like I said, fun process, expected outcome. It feels like I'm wearing PJs because it's a nice linen. And I love it. I love making it. I made it about a week and a half ago. I've worn it twice since. I have now ended up cutting out 2 more patterns. Oh no, more than 2 more patterns. I'm cutting out the Rue coat, the I Am Gaston jacket, and a couple of Quaker zip jackets for toddlers by Wild and Waves. And I was just like, it just reignited this like bug, this sewing bug. And I'm so happy for it. I'm so happy for it, which is nice. So I'm going to keep knitting. Going to keep knitting, machine knitting. I wouldn't know what the adjective is for it. And all of that stuff. But I'm very, very happy that this simple, oversized linen top has made me, oh, sorry, microphone. It's made me so happy. And I feel like I'm back, baby. Anyway, I'm not going to make any promises about how often I'm going to post because I don't want to have the pressure. I don't know. I'm just doing stuff for fun. Like I said, I want to be a little hedonistic when it comes to things like this. And yeah, but I think I'm going to post more than every couple of months. And I'm going to go about my sewing and my knitting and other fibre arts and other creative things. And yeah, I also want to do a couple of other videos which are a bit out there, but they're like fibre art related. But they are out there. And just let me know if this is weird or wrong or anything else. But I want to do a video dedicated to Thread Loop, the Thread Loop app, because it's incredible and I love it. And I bought the premium and it's even better. Like, I mean, it's all good. It's essentially like Ravelry for sewists. I also want to do about politics and fibre arts. And I guess like it's probably pretty obvious that I'm like left-leaning. Everyone just looks at me and goes, yeah. And which is a good thing. I think is a good thing. But I think like conservatives in the fibre art space and how it's just weird. And then I thought I might talk about like in that they give an example of like a really, really, really good knitter, but really horrible person. That's an Australian edition. Pauline Hanson? Who knew? Who knew? Excellent knitting. Terrible person. She's the leader of the One Nation Party, which is, if you're not from Australia. But anyone from Australia knows who Pauline Hanson is. And if anyone likes her, please unsubscribe. I do not like you. I'm going to be very... I do not like you. Go away. And then I thought, this is another vein. I've been watching Anne with an E again, and I've been showing my daughter, and the costumes are incredible, and especially Marilla's. I love Marilla's blouses with her little corset and stuff like that. So I thought I would go through cool outfits with like knitting patterns and sewing pattern inspo to get the feel of Anne with an E. And yeah, I don't know what else, just other stuff. I should probably show what I've been making like throughout the year and all my whips as well. I'll make a traditional knitting podcast too, I suppose, right? Right? Maybe, maybe not. Like I said, when I feel like. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It was very rambly. I'm not used to being back in the front of the camera, and I was never used to being in the camera anyway, so I think I did okay. All right, thumbs up if you hate Pauline Hanson. Anyway, bye.